Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. Um, Today we are going to continue with our service on vectors. Okay, remember we are considering multiple questions, sample questions under vectors, exam questions under vectors, and today we have a very sensitive question before us. They say determine the angle between the two vectors. What are the vectors? Vector A, we have I plus 3j minus 2k. Vector B, we have, when you see this sign, kind of sign of less than and close with greater than, is telling you that it's a vector, okay? So that is in form of this coordinate x, y, and what? Z. That is in terms of unit vector, this is I, this is what? J, and this is what? K, okay? So when you see a sign like this, it's telling you that it's a vector, so if you take note of that. So vector B is equals to what? Minus 9i plus, because it's positive that you are seeing here, plus j minus 5k. So that is the interpretation of this. Is that okay? All right. If you look at that question very well, if you watch our previous videos, rather, you understand that there is a relationship between between two vectors and the magnitude of a vector and the dot product of a vector. So it is the formula for dot product that relates this angle between two vectors and the dot product, the magnitude of two vectors as well. So for us to be able to answer this question, we have to make use of what? The dot product formula. I want you to follow me very, very well because it's a little bit confusing. We are just going to look for ways to manipulate and get our answers, okay? So now we have, can you recall the formula for dot product? We say dot product. In this case, we are having dot product of what? Vector A and B, right? To be equals to, we say, is the magnitude of vector A multiplied by the magnitude of vector B cos what? Cos theta. Is that taken? So what are we looking for? We are asked to find the angle. So is this theta we want to look for? Is that taken? Now, how do we make theta the subject of the formula? Remember, dot product AB is not given, even the magnitudes are not given, but the value for the vectors are given. So everything we need to calculate to look for these parameters in these formulas are given. Okay, so all right. First thing we have to look for what? The dot product of this vector, the value for A dot B. Is that taken? All right. The value for A dot B, vector A dot B. Let's say we have A dot what? B is equals to. Is that taken? Is equals to. This is the vector. Okay. So we are going to use when we say dot product, it means multiplication. So we are going to use the multiplication. We are going to use multiplication to look for the value of what? Dot product. Is that taking A dot B? Now, when you are multiplying vectors, you multiply similar components together. Okay? That is, we have I. You understand? We have I. If you want to multiply it, what are you going to multiply it with? You multiply it by what? Minus what? 9. Is that the thing? Because we say that what we have here is what? The I component. Here is what? The J component. And here is what? The K component. You should take note of that. So this is going to be equals to what? What is the value of A here? For I component is what? 1. Is that again? Multiply by what? Minus 9. So we have minus 9 plus, sorry, we close the bracket, plus, is that again? We are done with the I components. Okay? We are done with the I component. Now, we move to the next one, which is the J component. J component, we have 3 here, right? So this is going to be what? 3 multiplied by what? 1. 3 multiplied by what? 1. We close it, okay? Because 1 is the j component of the unit vector of what? Vector b. So we have this plus, lastly we have the k component for this vector, we have -2. So it's going to be what? -2. What do we have there? Multiply by what? -5 for the k component. Okay? I'm going to recap again. When you are multiplying vectors, you multiply the components that have similar unit vectors. That is, we have this I as a unit vector for vector A. On vector B, we have -9 as well, the coefficients of what? The unit vector I. So we are going to multiply them together. I multiplied by I, j multiplied by j, and k multiplied by what? K. So that is what we just do here. Alright? So now we simplify further. We are going to have this 1 multiplied by -9, of course, is -9. So we have -9 here, everything here, -9, plus 3 multiplied by 1, we have 3, plus we have minus multiplied by minus, of course, this minus is going to go, so we have positive. So it's plus 2 multiplied by 5, we are going to have what? We are going to have 10. Is that taken? We are going to have 10. We have 10. So if you add this together, -9 plus 3. First, let me add these positive numbers together. Okay, so it's going to be what? Equals to -9. 3 plus 10 is what? 13. So plus 13. Is that taken? So -9 plus 13. We are going to have what? We are going to have positive what? Positive 4. Okay, when you have a higher number and you have a lower number having this mathematical operation minus, so your answer is going to be what? Being positive. So you have positive 4. So that's to tell you that the dot product AB is equal to what? 4. Okay, I want you to take note of this. Alright, having known this, the next thing to do is to look for the magnitude of each of these vectors. We are going to look for the magnitude of vector A. We are going to look for what? The magnitude of what? Vector what? B. Is that taken? So that is what we are going to look at for now. Alright, let me free up some space so that we will be able to calculate that. Okay. I think the formula, let me write the formula again. A dot what? B, you say is equals to what? You say A dot B is equals to what? Magnitude of B of A multiplied by magnitude of B is, we have cos what? Theta. Okay? Remember, we have calculated the value of this to be what? 4. So take note of that. We want to look for now the magnitude of vector A. Magnitude is equal to what? We are going to take the square root of the formula for magnitude is what? For vector A, we have them in what? We have the 3 components. Okay, so it's going to be what? X squared plus what? Y squared plus what? Is Z squared as well. Okay, so that is how it's going to be. Is that taken? So substituting into this formula, we are going to have what is the value for x? Remember, it's in this format: x, y, and what? And z. Okay, x, y, z. So anywhere we see x, we are going to represent it by the coefficients of this unit vector I, and the number, the value here is what? 1. Okay, when the variable is standing alone, the coefficients is 1. So we have 1 square root of what? 1 for vector A. Square root of what? 1. Is that taking 1 square plus what is y? Y is 3, right? So we have 3 raised to the power of what? 2 plus what we have as z is -2 minus 2 all raised to what? 2 as well. Okay, so if you do it, we are going to have what? This is going to be equal to 1 raised to the power of 2 is 1. So this is root what? 1 plus 3 raised to the power of 2 is 9. So we have 9 plus what? Plus minus 2 raised to the power of 2. Minus 2 raised to the power, the interpretation of this is what? Minus 2 in what? 2 places is multiplying itself in 2 places. So this is minus 2 multiplied by what? Minus 2. Not minus 2 multiplied by 2. So please, so this minus, we cancel this minus. At the end of the day, you are going to have what? 4. Okay, positive 4. So we have 4 here. Is that the thing? Add everything together. We are going to have what? 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 4 is 14. So this is what? Square root of what? 14. Okay? So we leave this value like that. This is the value for what? This is the magnitude of what? Vector what? A. Alright, let's look for the magnitude of vector B. Magnitude of vector B. Magnitude of vector B is equal to, already you have the formula, is the same. So we are not going to write the formula again. I'll just go ahead and substitute. What are the value? We have minus 9. So this is what? Minus 9 or what? Or square. What do we have? Plus what? Plus 1 or square. We have 1 or square. Plus what? We have minus 5 or what? All square. Is that taking? Minus 5 all square. So doing this, negative 9 all square. Negative 9 all square is, if you press your calculator, minus will go 9 multiplied by 9 is what? 81. So this is what? 81. Okay. Minus 9 squared is 81 plus what? 1 raised to the power of 2 is 1. So we have 1 here. Plus what? Minus 5 raised to the power of 2 minus. So this is minus 5 multiplied by what? Minus 5. Minus will go. 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. So this is what? Plus 25. All you have to note is that whenever a negative number is raised to the power of 2, it's going to go, okay? Like the negative will now change to what? Positive. To always be a positive number. Alright? So adding this together, we are having the square root of 81 plus 1 is 82. 82. We have 82. 82, right? Everything here is what? 82 plus what? 25. 25. This plus this. 2 plus 5 is what? 7. We have 7. 8 plus 2, we have 10. So we write. So the answer is going to be what? 107. So the square root of 107 is the value for the magnitude of what? Vector B. The magnitude of vector B. Now, we have gotten the value of this, the dot product AB. We have gotten the magnitude of vector A. We have gotten the magnitude of what? Vector B. Now, the question says we have to look for the angle between the vectors, okay? So, all we have to do is what? We are going to make theta the subject of the formula, okay? So, I'm going to clean the board now. So, we can make theta the subject of the formula. Then we substitute the value for the dot product AB, the magnitude A, and the magnitude B, okay, respectively. Now, let's do that. We are going to have, alright, so how are we going to do that? Let's substitute first. Let's substitute. When we calculated, we calculated the value of AD, right? A dot B to be equal to what? 4. We calculated the value of what? The magnitude of vector A to be equal to what? The square root of what? 14. And we calculated the value of what? The magnitude of vector B to be what? Square root of 107. Okay? Substituting these values into this formula, we have AB in place of A dot B, we are going to write 4. So this is what? 4 equals to, are you saying it? What is the magnitude of AB? You have root 14. This is root 14. Root 14 multiplied by what? Root what? Root 107. Then we have what? Cos theta. Without taking, we have cos theta. Alright. 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 Okay. Let's continue. So we have 4 equals to what? So when we have square root, we have square root. Of course, they are common. So we are going to just write square root of what? 14, then multiply by what? 107. Okay? Everything multiply what? Cos what? Theta. Okay? So 14 multiplied by 107. I'm sorry. 14 multiplied by 107. 14 this calculator is not working. 14 multiplied by 107, we have root 1. We are going to have 1498. Okay, this is what? 4 equals to what? Square root of 1498. Okay, when you punch your calculator, that is what you have. This is what you have, rather. So cos what? Cos theta. Okay, from here we can make theta the subject of the formula. But before that, okay, let's make theta the subject of the formula. Okay, we are going to divide both sides by the coefficients of what? Cos theta. Okay, so that we can make theta the subject of the formula. Alright, doing that, we are going to have this is going to be what? 4 divided by, let me do it this way. This is 4, right? Good. So this is what? Divides what? What is the coefficient to make this one stand alone? So we divide what? Root what? 14, 9 what? 8. Without taking, so that at the end of the day we can cancel the amount. Here too we divide it by what? Root what? 14, 9, 8. Without taking. Alright, so at the end of the day we can now say that cos theta is equals to what? 4 all over what? Root 1498. Okay? Root 1498. Root 1498. To make theta stand alone, I'm going to transpose cos theta to the other side. So this is going to be equal to what? Sorry, let me free up the board. Okay. Let's continue. There's still space, so we continue. Alright, so this is going to be equal to what? Transposing theta to the cos to the other side to make theta stand alone, we have theta is equals to what? Cos inverse. Okay, this is what? Cos inverse of what? Everything that you are saying here. It is 4 all over what? Square root of what? 149 what? 8. Okay? 1498. So if you punch your calculator, you punch cos inverse of 4 all over square root of 148. You are going to have theta to be equals to what? When I punched my calculator, I had theta to be equals to 84.08. Okay, so approximately we say theta is equals to what? 84 degrees. Is that taken? So this is our answer. Alright. This is your answer. This is the value for theta. So we have solved problems, we have do videos on several topics in mathematics. If you are looking for where to learn different concepts, different topics in mathematics, please, this channel is always the right choice. Uh, and if you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe to the channel, share, like, and comment as well. Okay, thank you, and God bless you.